Imagine stepping into your home and instantly feeling a sense of calm. No unnecessary clutter, no piles of things without purpose, just space, harmony, and functionality. Now, take a moment to reflect on your life as a whole. Are you carrying more than you truly need? Could the excess, whether in possessions, information, or worries, be stealing your peace? In Japan, there is a philosophy that can completely transform the way you see the world around you. Japanese minimalism is not just an elegant aesthetic or a passing trend. It's a deep reflection of values that have been embedded in Japanese culture for centuries. From Zen philosophy to the art of Wabi-Sabi, simplicity is embraced as a path to fulfillment. What may seem empty or incomplete to some is viewed in Japan as balance and intentionality. And this mindset goes far beyond interior design. It has the power to reshape your daily routines, your decisions, and even your way of thinking. Today, we'll explore the 5 core principles of Japanese minimalism and how they can bring more clarity and meaning to your life. From the power of empty space to the art of finding beauty in imperfection, each concept has the potential to open your eyes to a new way of living. And the final principle, it's the most powerful of all, yet few people talk about it. Those who embrace it never see life the same way again. Are you ready to discover how Japanese wisdom can help you live better? Then stay with me, because this video might just change the way you see what truly matters. Japan's relationship with minimalism didn't happen by chance. It was shaped by centuries of cultural, philosophical, and even geographical influences. If we take a closer look at traditional Japanese architecture, we'll notice that it is inherently minimalist. Wooden houses, flexible spaces, minimal furniture, and a deep appreciation for natural light. Nothing is there without purpose. Everything has meaning and intention. But this aesthetic is not just about design. It reflects an entire way of life. Zen philosophy, which has profoundly influenced Japanese culture, teaches that excess is a distraction and that simplicity brings us closer to what truly matters. The idea that less is more is not just an organizing strategy, but a path to a calmer, more focused mind. This philosophy is evident in Buddhist temples, rock gardens, the tea ceremony, and even in the way the Japanese prepare their meals. Every element has room to breathe, and every detail serves a purpose. Another fundamental concept is Wabi-Sabi, which embraces imperfection, impermanence, and the beauty of the natural world. In the West, we often chase perfection, flawless homes, trendy clothes, cutting-edge technology. In Japan, Wabi-Sabi teaches us to find beauty in things that age, in the cracks of an old ceramic bowl, in wood worn down by time. It's not about fixing or hiding imperfections, but accepting them as part of life's journey. Additionally, the concept of or the power of empty space, is one of the pillars of Japanese minimalism. It can be found in art, music, and even in the silence within conversations. In Western cultures, there's often a tendency to fill every space, whether physical or mental. In Japan, emptiness is not seen as a void, but as an opportunity for reflection and peace. Japanese minimalism is not just an aesthetic choice, it's a philosophy that influences all aspects of life. And that's exactly what we're about to explore. Let's dive into the 5 core principles that make Japanese minimalism a timeless art. The first one might just change the way you see imperfections in everyday life. The first principle of Japanese minimalism is Wabi-Sabi, the art of finding beauty in imperfection. In Western culture, we are often taught that only what is new, flawless, and symmetrical is beautiful. But in Japan, the passage of time, imperfections, and transience are celebrated. A cracked vase, weathered wood, or an aged wall, these are not seen as flaws, but as part of an object's unique story. This philosophy can transform not just how we see the objects around us, but also how we navigate life itself. Accepting that nothing is perfect and that everything is constantly changing can be incredibly freeing. Instead of resisting time, mistakes, or things beyond our control, we can learn to appreciate the beauty of impermanence. In practice, embracing Wabi-Sabi means valuing authenticity. It means letting go of unattainable standards of perfection and learning to find charm in what we already have. This could be through objects, such as restored ceramics and antique furniture, or even in the way we view our own flaws and scars. And if Wabi-Sabi teaches us to embrace imperfection, the next principle highlights the importance of space and silence, a core concept that can completely transform the way you organize both your surroundings and your mind. The second principle of Japanese minimalism is ma, the power of empty space. If you've ever observed a traditional Japanese home, you might have noticed the abundance of open space, few furnishings, minimal objects, yet a profound sense of balance. This is because, in Japan, emptiness is not seen as a lack, but as a meaningful presence. Ma is present in everything: architecture, art, music, and even communication. It teaches us that empty spaces are just as important as the elements that fill them. In design, it means allowing objects to breathe. In music, it's about appreciating the silence between notes. And in life, it's about creating pauses to breathe, reflect, and simply be present. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly bombarded with stimuli. Our attention is pulled in all directions: screens, notifications, endless commitments. Creating space, both physically and mentally, is essential for maintaining clarity and peace of mind. Applying Ma in daily life can be as simple as keeping fewer things in your environment or setting aside quiet moments in your routine. If Ma teaches us the importance of space, the next principle reveals that simplicity does not mean a lack of sophistication. There is a Japanese concept that uniquely balances minimalism and elegance, and when applied correctly, it completely transforms the way we perceive the world around us. The third principle of Japanese minimalism is Shibui, the sophistication of simplicity. Unlike Western minimalism, which often focuses on eliminating everything non-essential, Shibui teaches us that true beauty lies in subtle details and hidden depth beneath a simple appearance. Think of a handcrafted ceramic piece. At first glance, it may seem plain: no extravagant decorations, no vibrant colors. But upon closer inspection, you notice the texture of the clay, the subtle details in the glaze, and the story behind the craftsmanship. This is Shibui, beauty that doesn't demand attention, but reveals itself over time. This concept applies to everything. In interior design, it means choosing objects and materials that are understated yet rich in quality and meaning. In fashion, it's about selecting simple yet well-made clothing that stands the test of time. In life, it's about valuing authentic experiences rather than chasing excess or superficiality. We live in an era where everything needs to be loud to be noticed. But Shibui reminds us that true sophistication doesn't need to prove itself. And if simplicity can be elegant, the next principle teaches us that letting go is more than just an aesthetic choice. It's a path to true freedom. The fourth principle of Japanese minimalism is Danshari, the art of letting go. In the West, organization is often seen as a process of tidying up. We buy storage boxes, shelves, and organizing solutions to fit everything we own. But in Japan, the core idea behind Danshari is not about organizing better. It's about owning less. This concept is built on 3 pillars: rejecting the unnecessary, eliminating excess, and preventing new distractions from entering our lives. It's not just about discarding objects. It's a conscious process of reflection. What truly adds value? What is taking up space without purpose? And this doesn't apply only to material possessions. We can practice detachment in our relationships, habits, and even thoughts that weigh us down. Japanese culture values open space, believing that it allows energy to flow more freely. Marie Kondo popularized this idea in the West with her famous question, "Does this spark joy? If not, perhaps it's time to let it go." But in Japan, letting go isn't just about creating an organized space. It's about making room for what truly matters, both mentally and emotionally. If Danshari teaches us to free ourselves from the weight of excess, the final principle ties everything together into a greater purpose. And once you understand this concept, you'll see that minimalism is not just about getting rid of things. It's about living with intention. The fifth principle of Japanese minimalism is Ikigai, using purpose as a guide to simplicity. In Japan, this concept represents a person's reason for being, the thing that gives life meaning. Unlike the Western idea of instant happiness, Ikigai is not about fleeting pleasure or momentary achievements. Instead, it's about a lasting balance between passion, vocation, mission, and profession. Finding your Ikigai means discovering what truly matters and aligning your life with it. Often, we accumulate possessions, tasks, and commitments that have little connection to our true purpose. Ikigai teaches us to simplify life from the inside out, not just by reducing physical clutter, but by eliminating distractions and excess that pull us away from what really matters. In Japan, this principle is reflected in the way many people structure their daily lives. In Okinawa, for example, one of the regions with the highest life expectancy in the world, residents lead simple lives, deeply connected to their Ikigai, moving at a natural pace with a strong sense of community. Applying this concept means prioritizing what aligns with your purpose and letting go of the rest. And when we combine Ikigai with the other principles we've explored, we realize that Japanese minimalism isn't just about having less. It's about living more and living better. The 5 fundamental principles of Japanese minimalism: Wabi-Sabi, finding beauty in imperfection; Ma, the power of empty space; Shibui, the sophistication of simplicity; Danshari, the conscious art of letting go; and Ikigai, using purpose as a guide to a more meaningful life. Each of these principles offers a new way of seeing the world, teaching us that living with less is not about deprivation. It's about freedom. Now, take a moment to reflect. Which of these principles resonated with you the most? Do you already apply any of them in your daily life? Japanese minimalism doesn't require drastic, overnight changes. It can begin in subtle ways, perhaps by embracing imperfections around you, creating more open space in your home, or questioning whether the things you accumulate truly serve a purpose. Imagine your life before and after adopting these principles. Before, an excess of objects, commitments, and distractions, leading to anxiety and exhaustion. After, a lighter environment, a more balanced routine, and a clearer mind. Japanese minimalism isn't about removing, it's about keeping only what brings true meaning. In the end, minimalism isn't about having less. It's about having more of what truly matters. Small changes can lead to profound transformations, and the choice to take the first step is in your hands. Japanese minimalism teaches us that true wealth isn't found in the quantity of things we own, but in the quality of what we choose to keep. When we apply the principles of Wabi-Sabi, Ma, Shibui, Danshari, and Ikigai, we realize that simplifying life isn't about giving up comfort. It's about creating space for what truly matters. Now that you're familiar with these concepts, how can you incorporate them into your daily life? Maybe by rethinking the objects around you, embracing moments of silence for mental clarity, or letting go of what no longer adds value. Small steps can make a big difference, and I want to hear from you. Which of these principles resonated with you the most? Do you already practice any of them? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might inspire others who are also seeking a lighter, more meaningful life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content on minimalism and Japanese lifestyle. And if you want to dive deeper into this topic, check out the recommended videos on the screen. I'm sure they'll help you on your journey of transformation. Japanese minimalism is not just a passing trend. It's a philosophy that has endured for centuries and remains just as relevant today. Because in the end, the true art of living lies in finding balance between what we have, what we do, and who we are.